Samsung's new smartphone may be the most normal foldable available, with the lower price 120Hz refresh rate screen, aluminum armor body, and improved cover screen. What's up guys, welcome to Product Review Hub. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Samsung's new foldable phone, the Samsung Z Flip 3. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive more videos like this. Thanks to Samsung's folding screen technology, the flip phone is making its way back into the mainstream, now that it's less expensive, smoother, water-resistant, and more durable than last year's model. You may wonder why you would want to buy a standard phone at the same price. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 is the successor to the original Z Flip. There was no version 2, and it costs $999, that's £949, £350 less than its predecessor, and on par with top smartphones such as the Samsung's $999 Galaxy S21 Plus. Along with the $2,000 Galaxy Z Fold 3 tablet phone hybrid, the Flip 3 is one of Samsung's third-generation folding screen devices. The Fold 3 is essentially a tablet that folds in half like a makeup compact, whereas the Flip 3 is essentially a smartphone that folds in half like a makeup compact. Let's get one thing straight, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is not a perfect phone. There's no such thing as a perfect phone, but it's a phone that does exactly what it's set out to do: provide a premium feeling folding phone that looks great, feels great to use, and isn't too expensive. The ideal version of this phone would most likely have a slightly better camera, but it would cost a few $100s more, or maybe it would have a longer battery life, but then it wouldn't be half as small. Samsung made the right trade-offs, and the result is not only a foldable that can compete with slab phone rivals, but also the most exciting phone this past year. Because of its IPX8 water resistance, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is also more durable than its predecessor, which means there's the same level of water resistance as on most flagship phones, but no rating for dust protection, so you'll still want to be careful at the beach. The screen is 80% more durable, and the phone features Gorilla Glass Victus on the outside display, as well as Samsung's new Armor aluminum body. In short, the Z Flip 3 is more durable than the original Galaxy Z Flip, though we wouldn't recommend dropping it. Last year's Galaxy Z Flip and Z Flip 5G looked fantastic, so it came as a bit of a surprise that Samsung went back to the drawing board for the third phone in the series. Fortunately, the skepticism was unfounded, as the company developed room for several significant improvements. The phone's overall shape and size haven't changed much, but the aesthetics have. The mirrored metallic finishes of the first generation have been replaced by more muted two-tone designs. The phone is available in cream, black, purple, and dark green. The Galaxy Z's Flip 3 main selling point, aside from its lower price, is how small it is when folded up. Then closed, the phone measures only 3.4 into 2.8 into 0.63 to 0.67 inches, making it small enough to fit in almost any pocket. When opened, the phone measures 6.5 into 2.8 into 0.24 inches, making it a phone that fits comfortably in the hand. And at 6.5 ounces, just like its predecessor, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is lightweight and portable. The colors are all beautiful, but the biggest difference is the new black bar that takes up nearly half of the phone's front. This includes both the two outer cameras, as well as the larger cover display. When not in use, the design manages to hide this display, and even when it is, the black background used throughout makes it feel like a seamless part of the body rather than a screen sticking out. Overall, Samsung slimmed down the Flip 3 just a tad. When opened, the original Flip measures 6.6 by 2.9 by 0.28 inches, and closed it measures 3.4 by 2.9 by 0.61 to 0.68 inches. Although the new phone is the same weight as the old one, it is slightly thinner and taller. When combined with the improved durability, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 is a model engineering marvel. Let us now discuss the crease in the middle of the phone. It's not distracting and it doesn't interfere with phone interaction, but it's noticeable. If people can gradually unnotice the massive notch on iPhones, it wouldn't be too difficult to unnotice this. If you've never used a folding phone before, you might be surprised by how solid the Flip 3 display is and how little you notice the central crease. It's still there. The crease is not visible when looking at it straight on, but it is visible when viewed from an angle or against a light background. You'll also notice it whenever you scroll over the central line, which is probably the most vexing of the two. When you first get the phone, it feels important. It really doesn't after a few hours of use. Don't overthink things. When compared to the original Flip, the new cover displayed on the Flip 3 is simply amazing. It's extremely versatile and useful, allowing you to interact with many important phone functions without having to open the device. The outer cover displayed is larger than before, measuring 1.9 inches, and can now accommodate widgets and controls rather than just notification icons. Widgets for music controls, weather alerts, alarms, your step count, and more can be added by accessing and by swiping to one side. Swiping the other way brings up notifications which you can read even on small screens, and swiping down from the top brings up brightness and volume controls. You can also change the default clock's animation and set up a simple always-on display. Essentially, there's enough here to make the cover screen useful without making it too large to obstruct the design. For specs and functions, in what you presumably have a cost-cutting measure, the first generation Galaxy Z Flip used a slightly older chipset. Despite actually lowering the price this time, Samsung hasn't tried to pull that stunt again. Instead, you'll find this year's flagship Snapdragon 888 inside, the same chip found in the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the S21 phones. With 8GB of RAM, you get fast performance across the board, capable of competing with anything other than top-spec gaming phones. Storage is also solid with 128GB or 256GB of fast UFS 3.1 storage available, though with no microSD slot you won't be able to expand this if you ever run out. The Snapdragon 888 also supports 5G. Unfortunately, there's only room for one physical SIM card, but the phone can support both the physical SIM and an eSIM at the same time. Aside from that, there's Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1 and NFC. Face unlock is powered by the single selfie camera, and a fingerprint unlock is powered by the side-mounted scanner. There's no under-display option. Now this is where it gets not so good. The Z Flip 3 has a measly 3300 mAh battery, which is far smaller than most mainstream Android phones these days. It will last a full day with light to average usage, but heavier users will struggle. Taking pictures and doing other things with 120Hz and the cover screen's always-on display enabled would definitely kill the battery before the end of the day. So you might be able to squeeze some extra life out of the phone if you were willing to sacrifice other 120Hz or always-on display. And keep in mind that travel does involve particularly heavy usage. As always with the phone though, this is the best the battery will ever be. A year or two into the phone's life, and even with light use, it probably won't last the day. The mediocre battery would be easier to accept if Samsung had paired it with fast charging speeds, but the 15-watt charger here is slow with Android standards. Even the small battery here was only topped up by 46% in half an hour using a third-party charger. On that note, keep in mind that Samsung does not include a charger with the phone, so you'll need to use an existing USB-C charger or buy a new one to charge it. However, there is 10-watt wireless charging and slow 4.5-watt reverse wireless charging for other devices, though using either type of wireless causes the phone to heat up significantly. Another below-par feature of the phone is the camera. Samsung has decided to reuse last year's camera specifications, which means you'll get a 12-megapixel main lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 10-megapixel punch-hole selfie lens. Last year these cameras were good but not great, and to be honest, the same is true this year. Simple shots for social media will look good, especially in good lighting, but performance will suffer in low-light situations, and many people will miss the extra options provided by a telephoto lens. Most people will be satisfied with the 12-megapixel f1.8 main lens. Colors are vibrant and punchy, and 12-megapixel resolution is sufficient for crisp detail. It actually holds its own in low light thanks to the inclusion of optical image stabilization. Though it is noisier and less detailed when compared to the best phones, it struggles the most with HDR, overexposing the bright backgrounds and resulting in blown-out skies. The wide angle and selfie lens are similar, but the problems are exacerbated by the smaller f2.2 and f2.4 apertures, the lack of OIS included. Low light performance is poorer here with fuzzier, less detailed results, and the tendency to blow out bright lights is heightened. However, the foldable form factor does provide some camera advantages. Because of the shape, the camera can be propped up to any angle you want, ideal for video calls or setting up the phone for timed selfies. You can also send a cropped preview of the viewfinder to the cover display, which means that if you're taking a portrait of someone, they'll see how they look before you took the shot. Lastly, Samsung has committed to providing 3 years of Android user updates to this phone, including the upcoming Android 12, as well as versions 13 and 14, as well as a 4th year of security patches. That's one of the best Android update promises you'll find, rivaled only by Google. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to watch more videos like this. While you're here, click on one of the 2 other videos on your screen and we will see you there.